Alright G, magandang gabi. And congrats Charles, lakas ng business mo this year. At maraming salamat sa pagtanggap ng interview na to. Mga 7 katanungan lang ako dito Charles about sa Euros business or sa business mo. Ano yung mindset mo bago mo ini-start itong Euros chocolate or sex chocolate dito sa Pilipinas? Charles.
Yeah. So, really the answer lang ako, no? I wasn't really looking for the money agad when I started, even though, again, motivation yan to earn more. So that time, before I started Euros, actually, I was already starting other businesses. I was employed as a structural engineer for an Australian engineering firm. And then on the side, dahil nga work from home, I started selling digital products. I started my own digital marketing agency. And napansin ko lang out of all of that is my attitude towards a certain business or employment. No, ang napansin ko with myself, reflecting is that I don't want anyone else telling me what to do. So parang I have this ego or pride na ayokong may someone above me, let's say a boss above me. That's just me, you know. The case varies from everyone. So I think my way out at that time was easy. The concept is you have the inventory, the products, and you just sell them online. Very basic. You don't answer to anyone except your customers, syempre. So at that time, when I focused now on e-commerce, I wanted to know what type of product to sell. Again, it's the term na winning product for e-commerce professionals. And so I started digging up. You know, I don't want a product na parang sobrang mainstream or sobrang simple na after 1 month of booming, kaya agad i-copy after that. So it's very, yun yung parang competition eh. Once you get a winning product and it goes viral, parang ang daling kopyahin. Na especially for adoption. So I started doing market research and my goal was to prove the concept ng product, no? It wasn't just solely about the money. Parang ang goal ko na is to prove the concept of a product na, okay, bebenta to. So, what I did was, I started looking for products outside the Philippines. Kasi my mindset was to bring a product outside the Philippines. Yun nga, wala pa dito. Na pag dinala ko dito, sure na magbuboom siya. And true enough, when I started doing market research sa US, mga US products, I came along Tabs Chocolate, which was the pioneering sex chocolate brand in the US. Siya yung brand na talagang naging trending worldwide, you know, not just in the US, because of the founder's marketing strategy, affiliate marketing strategy. So I got addicted with the concept, especially the product itself, very controversial. So when I looked it up, if market pa nito sa Philippines, kasi booming ka sa US, eh, if I put it here, may demand ba? And well, the nature itself, sex chocolate, parang very in human nature na siya. Once you hear it, di ba, once you see the video, parang curious ka agad. What I did was, I I started looking into Filipino communities if meron ba kung exist talaga. The lucky part for me was I found Facebook groups of Tabs Chocolate. And then in those Facebook groups, I searched if may Filipino ba dito. And the interesting part about it was there was multiple Facebook groups of Tabs Chocolate. And then I saw one group na may 4,000 members. Almost all the members there keep on posting. Tapos, Filipino sila, right? They kept on asking, meron ba nito sa Pati, sa Bulacan? Is there anyone here in the Philippines? Because, again, from US siya. So, the shipment itself is very difficult from US to Philippines. Pagpunta pa lang, meron product. So, from that, I validated na, wow, parang 4,000 members yung Facebook group ngayon. There are so many Pinoys asking if available siya or if is there someone selling here in the Philippines. Uh, the idea came through naturally na if I made my own here, it's logical na magbo-boom din siya. So that's how I started getting into it. I tried making my own chocolate. Actually, I purchased a chocolate machine from Davao. Very, ano yun, very, one of my leap of faith moment na the machine cost 25,000, which was, again, for me, was already a big investment kasi it's my first time um, trying to purchase an equipment na ganun kalaki yung amount. Again, for a working employee that time na nagsa-side hustle lang, 25,000 is still a big thing. Pero I didn't have second thoughts kasi, again, my goal was to prove the concept of the sex chocolate working here in the Philippines. So, I got excited, I bought the machine, I studied how to make the chocolate themselves, and yun nga, ang setback ko din is I failed. Ang hirap gawin ng chocolate, actually very maarte to make chocolate. And I gave up making the chocolate, but I didn't give up on the concept. So what I did was I sold the chocolate machine, and then I started finding na lang a toll manufacturer for the chocolate. Once I found the manufacturer, I conceptualized the packaging, the branding, the styling, even the website, the first website of Euros. I made it myself through not that fancy, programming stuff. I just used the drag and drop website builders again because nga sobrang invested na ako din sa product to make it work. Dumating sa point na I think it was already 2 months, 3 months in, and I was still in the experimentation phase. It was actually my first established business, no? So, even though 2 months, 3 months in, halos 6 digits na yung nalabas ko for experimentation, wala pang bumabalik. At that time, di ba, I think the logical thing was to panic, but then again, I was very invested na on making it work. So I just put myself na, okay, on the next month, this will be finalized to get sales na. I should be done doing all this exploration. So I launched on the first month, no ads. I just took videos of the chocolate itself and then pushed it on TikTok for virality kasi very, very powerful sa TikTok. I think across all platforms, kay TikTok yung madaling mag-viral. And for the first week, crickets, very silent, almost 1 to 2 sales lang. But then again, I improved the content, improved the strategies. During the first month, it hit, I think, like 6 digits na siya the first month. And then I got to thinking, well, if I invested all my time here, my sales could double. So I resigned, and then I put all my attention, put all my effort into the brand. And then second month, third month, we started hitting from 6 digits to 7 digits consistently, and then reinvesting all the money into sales and marketing, and again onboarding creators and also affiliates, and then pushing it through ads na rin for Shopee ads, Lazada ads, TikTok ads, Meta ads. And yeah, we've been seeing consistent growth. But then again, my goal was money is secondary talaga. My goal is to prove the concept. But then I added another goal, which was to help more people doing it. So the money part was again my third goal na lang. The second part was I achieved the first goal of proving the concept. I achieved the second goal of earning. But then I added this goal na naging primary na din is to help people. That's why I got into affiliate marketing, meeting you, Mix, and the community, and also other content creators to help them get affiliate sales. So by that time, it really grew. The brand itself started seeing explosive growth just because I I set the primary goal to help more people, especially content creators and affiliate marketers. When I put the brand out there for them to really earn while growing the brand. Yeah, I could say that was the part where everything changed for me and the brand.
Grabe, grabe Charles, parang nung simula pa lang, yung mindset mo talaga is nakikita mo na mangyayari siya. Tapos, ikaw lang talaga pala mag-isa. First, ikaw talaga mag-isa nag-raise nun. Before ka ganito nakalaki, marami na kayong team, ganon.
Yes, yes. Kasi that time, again, I was working in my engineering job. Parang, okay, I have savings, I have some money, pero parang in that mindset kasi more people started getting into investments, getting into passive income. But for me, knowing myself since high school or college, very risk ako eh. I'm not into that much of risk, parang always playing safe ako. But then when I started seeing na my first goal when working was hitting 6 digits in my savings lang, right? When I hit that, parang okay, ito na pala, very boring. My money is not really growing at a pace that I want. Kasi nga, savings, you're saving eh. You can't really hit a certain goal if you're just saving. It's very slow. And the turning point for me was I was capped. Kasi no offense to employees, no. I think it's just my point of view, which other entrepreneurs and business people would get that in employment you're capped to a certain salary. So when I reach my target savings of 6 digits, it's not moving. Parang okay, what's the next step here? Parang this is not ideal for me, knowing I want to do things that would change my life or other people's lives. Na I want to have that kind of impact then. No, very intentional. Uh, just to share, I've encountered almost two millionaires and one other. Uh, there's this one saying that they kept on uh, saying to me that it really embarked to me as a person and as someone very interested in growing my financial my financial assets. They kept on saying that you have to take this leap of faith. So when asking them how did you achieve this, how did you achieve that, they only said one thing. They said at some point in your life, if you want to change something and achieve massive growth, not just for your money but for yourself, you have to take this leap of faith. And at that time, okay, answer ko lang siya, but it made sense when I started putting my money at risk, putting it uh, at something that I want to prove. So I had my savings, right, digits, and then I felt very safe, but then not fulfilled because it's not moving. Moving man, it is slow. Okay, like I have to take a risk. And solo ako nun. Very very tunnel vision yung nangyari. I want to prove the concept nga of the sex chocolate na, well, it worked in the US, it must work here. And I saw the demand nga. So alone, I orchestrated it all, honestly, from finding manufacturers, setting up the brand. But I I guess the case is very different because before I already started a marketing agency. We catered Australian, Canadian, US clients. So for me, the case was I started learning marketing first, and then the product is secondary. So if for people to start finding the product and selling it, it's very hard. Kasi, okay, you found the product to sell, but then how are you going to sell it? Even if sobrang ganda ng product mo, if you don't know how to market, the growth, the results to come in will be very long. So in my case, just very lucky, I started learning marketing first. When I learned marketing, okay, it's not that hard for me na to sell a product. So Yeah, to answer your question, I was alone in this, but my steps towards seeing results was it didn't take that quite long kasi nga inaral ko muna yung marketing. So, okay, I already knew marketing, but then again, how do I set up the brand by formulating the product itself? I guess that was another challenge because unlike clothing brands, unlike equipments, other unlike other products na perishable like food, very difficult in chocolate, especially. Considering the how fragile it is from making it to shipping it. So I had to study all that. I even had to research on how to making the chocolate itself. Again, trinay ko nga siyang gawin on my own. It was very hard. But then, if gusto mo kasi yung ginagawa mo, it doesn't really matter that much. There was a week, or I think a few weeks that I couldn't sleep or mag-sleep man, I think past 4 na because I really wanted to make the chocolate. Gustong gusto ko talaga siyang gawin. But then I hit a certain point where, okay, what if thousands per day na yung umorder, right? Paano ko siya gagawin on my own? It's not scalable. Parang I would be killing myself and the brand if it already grew. So my initial plan was to make it myself, but then I got to realizing na this is not scalable if I made it myself. So, okay, ni-rearrange ko lahat. I needed to find manufacturers for this para if mag-grow up na yung brand. Kasi iniisip ko talaga magbo-boom siya. I wasn't really negative. I didn't want to absorb any negative energy. Para I was very positive then even if problems came along, my vision was, okay, the next week, I'm already getting 5 digits in sales. I was very positive in thinking, which is needed for any entrepreneur kasi when you're starting, tapos puro na yung sinasabi mo. O what you're saying is basically what will happen, diba? So I kept on saying, okay, next week may sales na. Okay, next week mas malaki yung sales. Even if yung building pa lang ako ng product, pinupush ko na next week tapos na yung product, we're already getting sales, right? So it was very lonely, very depressing, really anxious to know that you're alone in this. But then if you realize that you're doing this for the sake of building, for the sake of proving a concept that will work, and not really minding the noise, what other people say, what your peers would be saying to you, or what you're hearing around you. I guess by doing that, I'll to be very, very focused, concentrated, again, tunnel vision. Dapat everything that you hear, that you see, shouldn't affect you, shouldn't affect your goal. At least that was the case for me. Again, if I say to my parents or to my colleagues or friends na I'm going to resign, tapos magsasell ako ng sex chocolates. Di ba very sketchy, very walang much belief from people. But now seeing the results the other way around, they congratulate you, they're happy for you. So when starting this alone, just know that when it becomes weird, when it becomes lonely, depressing, then you're doing it right. Because there's this uh, trend for millennials and Gen Zs, the concept of manifestation, and also the power of positive thinking. There are books about it. If you want to read it, I've read about it. But basically, again, what you're saying is what you're attracting. What you're doing is what you're attracting. What you want to happen is what will happen to you. So again, i-cancel lang yung negative energy. Even if what you're doing seems stupid to other people, you stay true to your intentions on what you want to happen. Not only for your business, but for the sake of achieving something for your own fulfillment. I guess that worked out for me well. It's very hard, but again, you have to see it through it. Even if you're in a very difficult situation, let's say financially, or you're in a very tough position in life, lonely ka or you don't have that much money to spend, kaya nagiging depressed ka, or let's say may pinagdadaanan ka, I think the best way to go is to just have a certain purpose, especially if you want to prove something to yourself in terms of fulfillment. That kept me going kasi, again, I was alone in this, doing this by myself. Um, I think the same sentiments is shared with most entrepreneurs that have already achieved it. But if you're really starting pa lang and you feel na this is very hard, that's just God. That's just the universe reframing your reality. Kasi you can't achieve something so great without realizing how hard it is at first, right? So the harder it is, the more fulfillment you get at the end. But then again, the end is just the end. The journey, the experiences that builds you up as a person. If, for example, may gusto kong gawing business or may gusto kong i-achieve sa work, the end goal is just the bigger picture. But what happens to you during the journey transforms you. So even if you're alone, even if you get depressed or anxious or anything like that, just know that the bigger picture is your sole purpose. Right? The bigger the why, the easier now. Right? So you just have that kind of mindset. If you're alone, you can surpass that for me.
Okay, so Charles, back to sa topic natin kanina about sa yung alone, starting ka pa lang, lonely ka pa lang. Nung starting mo pa lang sa Euros, nakaset na ba yung plano mo na ganito yung gawin mo, like magpipay ka ng UGC, creators, ganon, para mas spread pa yung marketing? Nakaplano na ba yun nung day 1 pa lang sa Euros starting business mo?
Okay. So in terms of planning, I really didn't want to execute agad without a certain framework kung paano siya mangyayari. No? So, okay, I got the idea, I got the product, this is how I'll make it. And then, naging tangible na siya. Meron na akong actual product, inventory na hawak. But even before reaching that, I still had this plan where the marketing is set up. I found this podcast of the original founder in Sextole sa US. In this podcast, 1 hour, 1.5 hour long podcast, break down niya on how
He grew the brand to $11 million in just 2 years. With me. In that podcast, I got so addicted kasi dun sa podcast na yun, again, in that hour-long podcast, in detail, in grain, breakdown niya on how we executed through marketing, sales, inventory, and shipping. So basically, naka-layout na yung kailangan ko. I just have to execute it in a way na ma-match siya sa Philippine setting. Kasi then again, it's US. Very different yung consumer and shipping setup here in the Philippines. So I just had to match the way he executed in a setup where it matches the Philippine landscape, right? So for if I remember it correctly, for almost a month long, every night while taking a bath and going to sleep, I listened to it every night, talaga, every night before I went to sleep. Kasi the first time I heard it, okay, na-amazed ako, but I didn't really absorb it just for the sake of listening to it and being amazed by it. Second time listening to it, medyo na-absorb ko na siya. Third time, okay, parang naging visible na sa akin yung dapat kong gawin. The more I listen to it, the more na nagiging visible sa akin yung kailangan kong gawin here sa Philippine setup again. And so, again, a month di ba, a month every night listening to it. That's how addicted I got because yun yung kailangan kong i-apply. Binigay na sa akin yung formula eh. I just need to apply it. And execution was very crucial kasi nga I might fail at first but at least I tried. So what happened was I didn't invested in ads at first. Again, ang sinet up ko is the social media pages, the website, and then what was very hard for me at first as well was setting up the shipment, right? So if may nag-order, it was in my mindset na kasi na I didn't want to do manual encoding at first kasi when you're starting this alone, again, budget is very, very tight. Wala kang ma-hire, very limited. So even if ako yung gagawa at first, I know that there's better options than manually encoding yung orders and then shipping. Right now, the current situation of e-commerce business owners kasi is once they get orders online on their website, what they do is they receive the details, the customer details, they encode it through their partner couriers. So what I see is the JNT VIP members. Most of them, once the business owners gets the customer details sa website, they download that and then they input it manually encoding sa JNT VIP membership platform. That's how they do it at initially. But then again, I know that this couldn't be just the solution, right? So I started again digging up what's the possible alternative na hindi ko na dapat manually i-encode. Kasi the marketing part was, I already kind of knew that part kasi nga may background na ako. So, medyo nahirapan ako with the shipping side. If may nag-order sa website, I don't want to look at it. I just want na automatically mabook na ma-receive ng customers and then ma-receive ko yung payments. It was very interesting. At first, I started doing orders on my so no TikTok shop, no Shopee, no Lazada. So interestingly enough, what happened was I started getting sales sa website na I found this app called Enstock. So Filipino app siya. You make your own online store there and then naka-integrate na siya sa mga couriers like JNT, Ninja Van, Flash. So when I found that, I moved very fast na after that because na-solve na yung problem ko. Okay, Enstock is the answer. Every time people order sa website ko, sa Enstock sila mag-check out and then isi-ship niya automatically, which is very fast because I think that time JNT was my primary courier. JNT is very mabilis. So again, the problem for logistics was solved na on my end. Kasi doon ako nirapan ng setup eh. So if you're starting with your business, I highly recommend Enstock when starting. Kasi right now we have a different setup, very different setup. But when you're starting, Enstock could be the way to go for you. So okay, na-set up ko na yung logistics. Then I had to study or observe the customer behavior because I was getting sales sa website, but it came to my mind na this is going viral now. What if someone copies me and what will be my next big move? What I found was if meron akong website, okay, people order there. But what if people try to copy my product and they were available on other platforms like yun nga, Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, right? So the competition itself was accessibility sa product ko. And that I did not have that figured out. I just figured it out along the journey. Honestly, maraming bagay malalaman nyo along the journey talaga. Even if I knew what to do at first, sa marketing, sales, logistics, I have this plan, this idea. Lahat yun na bago when I just started doing it. No? Planning itself is good at the start. It shows that you're prepared. But matetest talaga resilience and the way you adapt when already doing it. So what I discovered was I need to be accessible for all buyers kasi uh, buyers in general, not just Filipinos, no, they want the product to be in front of them na for them to buy. So the concept goes through with TikTok, right? So TikTok started this concept where okay, nakapanood ka ng video sa TikTok about that product and you want to buy that product. So there's this yellow basket. You click on it, you buy, then that's it. So TikTok was the first one to do that. It came through to me as um, as a reflection point kasi if I'm not on TikTok shop, on Shopee, on Lazada, then my competitors or future competitors will be there. So at that time, I wasn't really pushing for e-commerce platforms. Very negative yung mindset ko about them, like ang taas ng commission platforms. Um, I wanted my own website that's dun dapat lang sila bibili. But then again, if I'm not present on all the platforms na pwede silang bumili, then I'm missing out on sales. So instead of just selling it on my website, when I observe that kind of behavior sa customers, kasi when videos started going viral, they always comment on the videos and DM the TikTok page, how to buy, where to buy. Then we kept on saying, click the link in my bio, di ba, for my website. But then they started asking, available na ba sa TikTok shop, sa Shopee, sa Lazada? So when we noticed that a large number of customers ask that question, okay, it's time to adapt. It's time to shift. We need to go on Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop because doon familiar ang Filipino. Again, we're trying to adjust it to the Filipino market. And the Filipino is very familiar, very addicted to Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop. So when I set that up, there came an explosive growth in sales na. Kasi the reason was instead of just being available on the website, naging available na ako on platforms sa phone nila, apps sa phone. So the thing is, all those platforms which can be very insightful to people watching this that want to start their own business, the our big amount of sales came from TikTok Shop because very easy na kasi mag-purchase nga kay TikTok Shop. You watch the video, you click the yellow basket, you buy. And then what's very advantageous was if you're going to run TikTok ads and you already have your TikTok Shop, the minimum daily budget for that is 500 pesos. Kasi if you're going to run and your campaign is through conversion, website conversion, or awareness, or traffic, mostly nagiging 2,500 yung minimum daily budget for TikTok. But if you have your own TikTok shop, and then you run ads, tapos it would be redirected to your TikTok shop, the budget is only 500 pesos per day. So we started with 3,000 per month, and we had like insane amount of our ROAS or return on ad spend. We had like 30x, umabot ng 30x yung ROAS niya. So TikTok shop, TikTok ads, very advantageous, very good to start with. And then aside from that, we started running Shopee ads, Lazada ads. Again, all of this setup was not something that I planned initially when starting. Kasi nga, more of it I know or I got to know along the journey. Kasi as you go along, you find data, you observe, you change, you adapt, you see the results. All of that was done through experimentations lang talaga. So, if you have a plan and you execute, again, your plan is theoretical at first. Plano pa lang yun. Hindi mo pa alam yung results. Although meron kang vision kung ano yung magiging results, dapat adaptive ka sa magiging results ng plano, you have to change quickly. You have to adapt quickly talaga. Again, a plan is just a plan. Execution is crucial. And then, uh, being very adaptive is also critical. You have to adapt. Once you see the data, once you see the observation from your product through your customers, dun ka mag-adapt. So at first, it's okay. Don't overthink. Kasi the more you overthink, the more ma-overwhelm ka. To the point na ayaw mo na i-start kasi magiging ganito kahirap na siya. So that's why people don't really move along
Yeah.
with what they want to do. Para kasi, yun nga, stuck sila at a certain point. I want to change. I want to do something with this business. I want to start a business. But then they overthink. So again, you don't have to have it planned out at the start. Lahat. You don't have to plan a very long strategy or a very long framework para na mag-start. Okay, magpa-plan ako 1 month. And then the next month, saka ko pala. It doesn't usually start or doesn't usually end up the way you want it based sa plano. So, the best thing is to start now talaga. If you want to start a clothing brand, a food brand, a business, start mo na talaga. Hindi mo malala kung ano nangyayari when you start it. Although, okay, at first, you can have new inspirations, right, from influencers, from business owners themselves and experience nito. Very good yun to gain insights. But when you start and you're already in the future and invested ka na emotionally in it, doon mo talaga makikita na, okay, this is something that I have to make do. This is something that I have to make it work talaga.
Yeah.
And there goes your entrepreneurial instincts. Doon talaga siya nagdideploy. Planning, okay, to have it set up fully, it's in the journey talaga. You don't have to figure it out all at once at the start. You're in the journey. Doon mo
Yeah. Agree ako dyan, G, kasi pag naka-start ka na, magtuloy-tuloy na kasi yung mga idea, papasok na yung mga idea sa utak mo. Yeah. And bago pala si Euros Business, G, may nagiging business ka na ba before? Like, nakailang try ka na ba sa pag-build ng business bago tong Euros business mo?
Yeah. Great question. No? My journey was in 2021. I graduated civil engineering in UP Los Baños. After that, I worked again. So I worked at my home province, actually in Quezon Province. I started as an office engineer, and then I didn't last long, so I resigned. And then I started doing field work. Again, nasa engineering field pa rin to eh. So office work, field work, and then this trend, yung work from home. So I started getting into that. So after the field work in civil engineering, I started doing work from home job, pero related pa rin sa engineering. That was my last job, which was at an engineering structural firm in Australia, but it was work from home. So I was basically a contractor for them. I designed residential homes for them. So work from home, I had so much time compared when I worked office and field works. Again, I just had tasks that I had to finish. So when I was working at that engineering firm, I allotted a lot of my free time learning about how to earn money online. Right? That was the trend, at least at this time pa din. So the trend was, yun nga, e-commerce, digital product, and social media marketing agencies. The first side hustle I would say that I started was freelancing talaga. So video editing, graphic design, all through
Canva and CapCut lang talaga. So I had no background in any of this. In high school, in college, I had siguro small background, but I wasn't totally an expert at video editing or graphic design. None of that was in my knowledge, in my arsenal. It wasn't my skill set. Then again, I was just eager to learn. So I watched a few online courses. I even bought online courses that time. Uh, Even if, kasi parang mabibili ka ng course sa mga pera mo, pero ganun. But again, if you really want to learn, depende na lang courses na iti-take mo, no, do background research pa din. So, again, if you're investing that kind of money to learn and you're investing it in yourself, is it really a risk? Like, pag na-improve yung knowledge mo, risk ba talaga yun? For me, it wasn't. So, I started buying courses. But I'm very, ano pa rin, cautious pa rin. So, if I knew there were courses sa YouTube available, YouTube Academy, then lang ako nanonood. And then if I really want into it, I bought courses. But the thing that started me again was freelancing. I started learning how to find clients online. So I started learning video editing. When I started DMing clients, IG, finding emails, right? So I first found a client which was UK based. He had his own marketing agency. So naging parang freelancer ako for him to do jobs for their clients. So that started with graphic design using Canva, and then also video editing using Canva. It was very fast-paced because, again, wala akong alam na sa video editing and then sa graphic design. So I had to learn fast. But then again, if you're pressured, the pressure puts out the best in you. So I had to learn at a short span of time to deliver this kind of service. Um, Knowing myself, which is to do for other people, then is to have very high confidence in yourself, even if beginner ka pa lang. If hindi mo alam yung ginagawa mo, that just means you have to learn, right? If you're experiencing this pain where may inassign na task sa'yo, tapos hindi mo pa alam, you just don't know it now. So you have to learn it, and then do the work, and then at the end, alam mo na siya, right? So there were multiple times where I didn't know what I was doing, but
Again, I was passionate in learning talaga. Gusto ko talaga malaman how it works. So, it grew from having one UK client. So, we had US clients na rin, we had Australian clients, Canadian clients, and the services were various things. Started from video editing, graphic design, email marketing, and also parang copy, ads copy, making captions for ads, and making creatives for ads, parang ganon. So, that's really my first side hustle. It grew, so I had to find employees na rin when my client base grew up. I had to find employees for video editing, for graphic design. It was also kind of exciting because at some point I had my brothers, my twin brothers, inside my agency. So I assigned them to certain tasks also. So yeah, that was very exciting. But at the end of it all, or during the business of the marketing agency, I realized now I still have to service for clients, right? I still have to technically have bosses. Again, in my mind, kaya hindi ako tumagal sa office job, side job, work from home job ko is because there were people telling me what to do, and I really didn't feel fulfilled when I was working towards a certain goal na hindi aligned sa values or vision ko. So, the way to go was to make my own product nga and to sell. So, after the marketing agency, I started learning how to sell digital products naman. So, how I sold digital products was, again, I had to learn it. No, I bought a course then and also watched videos sa YouTube on how to sell digital products. My target audience was US customers. So what I did was I learned that I had to have a VPN sa phone. I had to set up my TikTok account na dapat US nga yung audience ko. So there's this trick where you remove your SIM card from your phone and then you install your VPN. And you only turn it on kapag bubuksan mo yung TikTok account mo, right? So when I turned on the VPN USA, California or New York or somewhere in the US, kahit alin yung piliin ko doon, basta US. And then every time I turn that on, I make sure na bubuksan ko yung TikTok. So when you open TikTok, dapat bukas yung VPN mo. So don't turn it off when bubuksan mo sa TikTok. Right? So through that strategy, that if I post videos, US viewers lang yung makakita. So I started searching what niche could be something that I could execute. So at that time, I chose the feminine mental health niche, right? So I edited videos from female creators, motivating women about their mindset, their health, their mentality towards money, towards relationships. So that was the niche that I chose. And then I started clipping videos, posting them on one account. And then eventually the account grew to 30K followers, all US followers that time. And then it generated like 6 digits na rin per month. Because I was very focused on making it work. Just like in social media or yung marketing agency, I grew it also to 6 digits per month. And then selling digital products, I also had it to a point where it was earning again 6 digits per month. But then earning that kind of money, parang I still had my agency that time. I didn't resign just yet because I didn't feel stability having the marketing agency, having the digital products. In my mind was this does not have a brand yet. It's not fully established, so I can't resign yet. And so when I got tired of serving clients from a marketing agency, when I got tired of selling digital products because I was just clipping videos, I wasn't really fulfilled. Again, I got the money, but I wasn't fulfilled. I got into this idea of, okay, I think e-commerce is the best way to go if I don't want any clients and if I want to establish my own brand with purpose, right, with intentions. So I wasn't really choosy on the e-commerce brand. Kasi my thinking was I need to find a product that works and then sell it here. Excuse me, a product that's not here yet. So even if it was sex chocolate, it wasn't really something to think about because I was data driven, result driven, and like this is already working in the US. So that data shows me that there's a high probability that mag-work din siya dito sa Philippines talaga. So yeah, that was my journey, I would say, from still having my corporate job and then starting side businesses. Then when I found this business, this brand where I could grow it, all my attention was there. It was very, very nerve-wracking, no? Nakakapa ba siya? Mag-resign ako to sell sex chocolate. Yung concept is sketchy, so why would you do that? Why would you do the main job? But then again, I focused on the data. This was my sales as a side business. If I put all of my attention into this, it was still enough to grow. So, 1 or 2 days na ako nag-sign na ba ako kasi I pressured myself, I have to move fast, think fast, execute fast. So, I realized that this was the goal all along naman eh. If I found something that was working and I could manage it on my own. And again, ayoko nga ng doing jobs for people to grow their own goals. So yeah, it was clear enough, logical sa akin mag-resign. So I resigned. 1 month after that, turnover for my job. I focused solely on the brand, and then it grew the way it did, and still growing. But again, still learning a few things because I poured all of my attention, my passion, and my overall energy into the brand. So I think that's something people should do if they really want to make an impact, for themselves and also for for people that they want to help eventually. Kasi at some point, mapapaisip sila, okay, I have money, their brand is growing, but how can I help people? So I think that's one of the great purposes after doing those kind of stuff.
Yes. Charles, may mga times ba na nagkaroon ka ng struggle sa business mo, sa pagraran ng business mo, at paano mo siya na-overcome?
Yeah, so struggles sa business, even so work, business, or anything like that comes naturally. So it comes to you unprepared. So that's really at first surprising, pero that's just how things work. Problems come and go. The best thing to prioritize is your action talaga. So most entrepreneurs, even for Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, lahat sila encounter problems na hindi sila prepared. In my case, again, it was my first established business, right? My inventory and all of that, it was new to me. The struggle was controlling the inventory talaga. Because if your product works and maraming may gustong bumili, if you don't have investor insights or investor type of mentality lang kung investor to fund your supplies, your inventory. The case for me was I had to fund it myself. So even if ang ganda ng sales niya at first, I had to reinvest all the money through inventory. Right now, pretty stable na siya. I'm able to control it. But every day growing it was very, very excruciating talaga. Problems, fires that you have to put out, every day talaga meron. If you're a business owner or starting or want to start your own business, just know that it's natural. The job for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is to solve problems every day. Yun lang talaga. Yun lang yung job mo as a business owner. Nothing less than that. Kasi at first malalaman mo kailangan mo gawin. Especially if you're starting. In my case, I had to learn customer support. I had to learn timing of when to order this inventory. I had to learn to set up the logistics. All of that came to me at first-hand experience na hindi ko alam yung gagawin. But my thinking was, I had to be very positive. I brainwashed myself through success and through solutions. So every time na may problem ako na-encounter that was very painful, I just had this saying, to myself na, okay, this is the problem, solved na to mamaya. That was my mindset talaga. Every time na may pumasok na problem. And that's consistent starting the business. Especially if you're starting a business that's not yet existent here in the Philippines. In my case, a sex chocolate product. Although, chocolate siya, but then we have this twist nga that it's an aphrodisiac. But
even for businesses that's already existent, tapos gusto mo lang siyang i-replicate or start din your own brand. May maraming problems talaga na dadating. If you're starting, magiging sobrang painful para sa'yo. Talaga. Sobra talaga. Kaya I think the best measurement of success for an early business uh, owner or early entrepreneur is resilience and this adaptiveness talaga. If if problems come along to you, this first time mo siyang encounter and you're already panicking, hindi mo na alam gagawin, mag-give up ka na lang, then that's it. Tapos na. Hanggang doon na yung journey. Because the thing about failure is it happens when you stop. Right? When you quit. So, if you keep on pushing and may mga problems hindi mo na-resolve, let's say na-fail ka, but the journey, it keeps on going. So, the journey of the business keeps on going as long as you don't stop. Right? Madaming problems. So, it's a variety of problems na may experience in my case, but also uncertainty in the case of all entrepreneurs that's starting and that's already thriving. The thing about problems is once they come to you and you think of solutions and then you solve the problem, that's when you know that you have to move to the next problem. So if you're having this pain of solving the problem, it's because you're still learning the solution to that problem, which was again my thinking, right? And ang sakit ng problemang ito, but I know ang sakit to ngayon kasi I'm still learning the solution for this. Once makuha ko yung solution, the pain of this problem will go away. It could be a band-aid solution, but at least I learned what to do so that I could fix the problem long term. So once a problem reaches up to me, I experienced the pain, I had to learn something, and then I learned the solution, I solved the problem. Okay, it doesn't stop there, more problems come, I learn more, and then I solve more, and then the circle goes in a continuous loop talaga. Right? So problems, very natural. It comes and go. The best thing to do is to learn, adapt, solve, and then move on. Right? Um, the thing about it is talaga you have to be emotionally resilient. This is very typical na no, for most entrepreneurs. They keep on saying that most millionaires, billionaires are not that smart, but they have this high EQ, this high emotional resilience that whatever problem comes along, they'll solve it. Kasi no matter how smart, no matter how intelligent the planning is, the strategy is, problems will come, and if you don't have this emotional resilience with those problems, um, what could happen is that you give up. Kasi nga, nobody prepares you emotionally for this. You have to learn it by yourself talaga along the journey. You could read about it, you could watch or be coached about it, but once you experience it, that's the get and go point talaga, right? Get the problem, experience it, suffer, absorb the pain, learn, solve, and then go. Yun lang talaga siya. Once you start your business, for those that want to start, if you experience problems, that's good. It means that you're learning something or you have to learn something to solve the problem. Kasi don't take it as something that's going to stop you. Take it as something that's going to evolve you, right? problems come because there's something that you have to solve. There's something that you have to learn. And so that kept me going, I believe. Because again, I have to be, in my mind, I have to be very positive because I'm all in on this. If this doesn't work, then I could start a new one, but I want to make this work. So, okay, there's this problem. Very difficult. The pain, the suffering. Pero solved na to mamaya. I know it in myself. Solved na to mamaya. Again, what you say is what will happen. So, I have to say, I have to think na solved na to mamaya. Because if I keep on saying, ang hirap naman ito, if I keep on saying, may solution ba dito, then the doubt, the negative energy, it, it conquers you. So don't let it conquer you. You have to absorb the problem, internalize it, and think, okay, dapat lahat ng papasok sa akin is all positive vibe, positive energy. So, related to your previous question, when I did it alone, it was uh, it was helpful then doing it alone. Well, in my experience lang because I kept on talking to myself. I had to support myself. So, knowing my personality, I don't really care that much about what other people would say because I have this very optimistic attitude toward myself, this high level of confidence. Even if things are not working, even if you think people are talking down to you, I don't really care that much, which I think is an advantage for me and for also for others if they would use it. Because again, nobody will believe you at first kasi wala pang results. Hindi nila nakikita mo na this is going to work. This is going to be the end result if I keep on going. So nobody sees that but you, but the business owner. So if problems come to you, know that it will be solved. Keep saying lang that you have the solution. It's not just there. It's not there yet. You're going to figure it out. So you have to be very positive. Again, uh, brainwash yourself.
You have. Well, in my case, kasi if you keep on saying negative, okay, that's very crucial for me. Problems will come. You just have to be very positive about it.
Paano mo na-handle ang mga negative comment or criticism as a business owner?
Yeah. So, in problems, I think negative criticism problem na din siya, diba, technically. So,
I found myself watching reels um, on IG about um, startup founders and e-commerce brand owners, their journey then. So that pretty much resonated with my situation. There will always be a group of people that will say negative things about you or your business. Just know that your purpose is bigger than the negative things that they say. So, what happened, or my overview was, I'm helping people earn through affiliate commissions. I'm helping people learn towards my brand, right? So, even if negative feedback or criticisms come along your way, just know that it's natural. It means that you're growing. People are getting to know you more. Kasi um, they're finding out things about you or your brand. Meaning that if they don't know about you, then they won't say stuff. Right? And if hindi nila alam ikaw and yung brand mo, then they don't know about you. But you have to reframe yourself again through the positivity that, okay, there's this negative feedback. It means that people are getting to know me and the brand. So lumalaki na siya. And for the criticisms, for the negative feedback, that's actually a superpower that's waiting to be activated by you. Kasi once you have this kind of feedback, then you know what to improve. You know what to do na, okay, may negative comment sila about dito, may criticism sila about dito. Okay, so these are the things that I need to improve. These are the things that I need to work on, right? So, uh, you just have to accept the fact that negativity, all the bad things that people will and are saying about you, it's natural. It's human instinct. Then, what's growing, people will criticize. I think that doesn't come into natural thinking if you're starting. Kasi in my mind, then it's not something I would have thought of at first. Parang yun nga, through watching business content, startup founder content, e-commerce brand owners content sa sa TikTok, sa IG, sa Meta. So that's all the content I absorb. I don't watch anything not related to business. So I guess that's advantageous then for me. I learned that yun nga, negativity, it will come. Same as problems. You just have to divert all that negativity into a positive outcome. So in any case, just so that those are the things that you need to improve. Yeah. So sa Euros, we have uh, we have
A few product lines at the moment. We're still finalizing, but it's something that our customers would be excited about on something. Hopefully, we get to launch fast
as I'm planning. But yeah, there's more to Euros. No, I'm looking into other products. We're inventing other products that's aligned with the brand that could potentially grow it more and help more people and also yun nga, serve more people ng product. So that's pretty exciting. I can't say anything about it at the moment, but
Madagdag ko lang, Charles. Anong pinakamalaking revenue mo naman?
yeah. So, no, they officially soft launched the brand. Um, it was the end of August. Right? At the end of August, I started posting now. So, konting sales pa lang that last week of August. But then, September came, so I knew I had to step up when September came. At first, it was getting a few views because I was manually recording the video, shooting the videos, editing the videos. So I knew that at some point this will go viral, not just now. Because I had to be very patient. You should be very patient with the results, but impatient with your actions. So I was very patient with the sales. Kasi nga, it was starting pa lang organically. I had no plans at the start on starting ads agad. So 1 to 2 weeks before it gained traction, um, for the few weeks, very excited na ako. Okay, meron ng views coming in, pero bakit hindi pa siya fully converted? So, I observed the data knowing that naninibago pa lang sila. Ito pa lang yung product, right? So, first few weeks, okay yung views, medyo may sales. But then the first month, okay, this is it. Umabot na siya ng 5-digit sales. So, di ba parang i-underestimate mo if you're expecting too much. But for me, I celebrated the small win because it was getting traction. Okay, wow, it reached 5 digits in sales na. Knowing that ito pa yung I just needed to know how to level up more so that it could uh, it could reach this certain scale where I needed it to go. So I focused when I resigned na nga, the first month it had 5 digits in sales. The second month, okay, the third month when I focused all my energy and attention, okay, damn, this is it. It reached 6 digits na. So that's by October. So November, it was closing to 7 digits. Kasi I was figuring out na the way to market it better. Eh. Kasi at first, again,
I was figuring it out still. And then reaching the third month, okay, these are the things that I have already improved. What can I improve more? Then came along December, was so close to reaching, excuse me, it was so close to reaching 7 digits na. Okay, I had to motivate myself pa din. Come on, improve more. Ano pang kailangan? And then, come by January, the sales grew strong by January because I think we have this still have this holiday fever of buying. The pump started from November kasi November reaching December for the Christmas gifts. So we have this buying fever because of the holidays. Then January, it reached 7 digits now. So okay, I reached it. Here it is, 7 digit sale, January. But then I was keen on observing more details to improve and scaling it up more. So by the time that the 7 digit sale came, I realized now, okay, this shouldn't be just about me, right? I had to hire na. I had to hire people na to grow it with me. So after that, I started hiring contractors for marketing, for content creation, and also um, my internal team for operations, for my day to day jobs or my day to day tasks for the business, and also uh, getting in touch with the the operations side. So I had to assign someone to that, my operations head. I had to assign someone for my marketing. So I had a marketing agency for that. And then aside from TikTok ads, we shifted to Shopee ads, Lazada ads, Meta ads. So all through the social media marketing and also e-commerce marketing, e-commerce platforms marketing. um, I knew that the bigger picture was not around me doing the big stuff. Na I had to onboard people, right? So I needed to grow it to a point where I'm also helping other businesses, helping other people. So also with the Mafia Marketing Discord community, I focused on that as well because aside from other businesses that I'm helping, I shifted my mind on helping uh, people in the community, so working students or professionals looking for side hustles. So that really came along to me very naturally because again I wanted to help people aside from myself. The money is just secondary again. I did not want to focus solely on that, which would be the target or the goal, because uh, money is just the byproduct of helping other people. So yeah, when I shifted my mindset into onboarding teams, onboarding people, and growing communities, then the sales just came along explosively and naturally because if my goal was to help people, then it would come just as natural talaga, just like I've said. So from 5 digits to 6 digits to 7 digits. Last month was a great month. We sold out again, so that kind of affected the sales because there was a week na sold out talaga siya. But then we're gaining again traction, building up the momentum again. But yeah, the fire, the energy is still there. We're building it up. Last month was a great month. This month is something we have. This month is something we have to work on with the scheduling of inventory. So next month is another month that we have to again improve. It's continuous improvement.
Tsaka Charles, anong sikreto nyo para manatiling competitive sa market?
Yeah. So when the brand Um,
It's just as natural na may dumating na competitors. And that just means the market is ever growing. Um, so, yung market, at first, it was, the first brand that I saw was the Sex Brownies. And then after that, wala pang Sex Chocolate. So I was the first. And then now came along other competitors. But again, it's just in the strategy, the tactic on how to execute on marketing. So how I stay dominant, I would say, is um, my curiosity talaga on marketing and on human behavior, or let's say customer behavior. So I solely base this curiosity on how to address certain interests in people, right? So marketing is, let's say, it is selling, pero you have to break down what makes marketing so effective, right? So the thinking, the psychology, the behavior, the buying the buying pattern of people, how I stay very grounded on their interest towards the product or their interest in watching videos. It's about observing talaga what the people want, when they want it, and how they want it. Kasi if you're just marketing, putting your brand out there, selling it, then people have this tendency to stray away from that because you're selling them. I think the best part to do is, or the very crucial part to do, is come up with a strategy wherein customers would absorb your content in a way that you're not selling. So if they see how you market your product and they see it as something that they don't have to buy but they need to have it. So I guess that helped me dominate in my in my market, or for my brand at least, knowing that
I'm not hard selling to them, right? So more on the strategic planning on marketing. I would say that's one of my strengths as an entrepreneur is my marketing curiosity, right? So again, it's not just selling them; it's figuring out your customer, your target customers. So that came to me as a necessity. So I'm not really just focused on selling. I'm trying to figure out
the customers itself.
Charles, anong advice ang mabibigay mo sa mga magsisimula pa lang magtayo ng business or negosyo pero natatakot sila or takot mag-take ng risk? Ganun.
Yeah, good question. Good, because
I related to this at first. Everyone naman when they're starting, should I do it? When should I do it? So there are multiple cases, no, case to case basis. If you're a working student, if you're uh, high school graduate that can go to college, which is very typical here in the Philippines, or if you're a working professional that wants to have a side gig, or you're just someone that wants to get started with this because you're already uh, gaining content about business and you want to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. I can't say in general that this would be the case kasi yun nga, it depends on what your situation is in life. But if you're starting to absorb content like this and you want to start, just do it. Don't second guess. Don't plan na tomorrow na lang, next week na lang. That really hinders you from evolving. Planning for me, it's both a positive and negative. Positive in a way that it sorts of prepare you on what you need to do. Negative in a way that it it pauses you from actually doing the thing that you need to do. So if you're planning to start a business, just choose one. There's you could be distracted by a lot of things in the internet. You could earn multiple ways kasi nga the internet opened a lot of gates on how to earn money. So let's we could digest this, or we could um, enumerate the things that you could earn from the internet. Right? You could be freelancing, you could be drop shipping, you could be selling products online, which is kind of related to drop shipping. You could be selling digital products. You could be selling coaching programs. So there are multiple ways to earn money now. Most of the Gen Zs right now, or the younger generations, pa, there's also YouTube automation, right? There's earning money from making content or clipping contents lang. There are multiple ways to earn money now, aside from traditional businesses, from mom and pop shop businesses. But the main goal is to choose one and then stay the path, focus. Because if you choose one path and then you get distracted by doing the other stuff, then you won't achieve much in your journey. I think this goes along sa concept ni Alex Hormozy of starting entrepreneur. There's this stage of positive. There's this stage of um, curious optimism where you figure out something that works. Na nakita mo may kumikita sa digital products, e-commerce, dropshipping. Okay, pipili ako ng isa. Ito ang start ko. So that's parang curious optimism, right? And then, dadating ka dito sa second stage where, okay, ginagawa mo na siya. Excited ka, but there comes a point na hindi nag-work, you're not seeing results. And then you go to the stage of informed pessimism, meaning informed ka na. So curious ka before, informed ka na ngayon na ganito pala siya kahirap. So nagkaka-negative energy ka na. This kind of negativity, you're not seeing results, then you just stop. Kasi nga, you're not seeing results, you're not that positive anymore kasi nakita mo yung process, nakita mo yung magiging journey. And you're not seeing results right now. So, you're very, pessimistic. Negative ka na. Kasi informed ka na ganito pala siya kahirap. So, you move again to the stage of curious or uninformed optimism. Excited ka ulit, madidistract ka ulit. Let's say, nag-start ka sa dropshipping and hindi siya nag-work. So, mag-move on sa next venture mo or next business mo. Okay, selling digital products. Okay, I'm interested again. I'm optimistic again. Ano kailangan gawin dito? Gagawin ko to. And then you move again to this stage na informed pessimism ulit. Hirap pala niya. Okay, ito pala, informed na ako, ito pala yung gagawin. And you have this negative vibe ulit na, hirap naman. So, move on ka ulit sa kasunod. I think that kind of mentality really hinders you from achieving your growth. Kasi, paulit-ulit ngayon na you're not ready to accept the suffering of starting a business. So, just choose one, focus, stay the path, whatever problem or whenever you're not seeing results, just keep going, right? Just keep doing the thing that you need to do. And just know that the bigger picture is, it's not working now, but if I stay the path and I do all the necessary efforts, I will achieve my goal. So if you're starting and you're thinking about it, the first thing to do is just start. Choose one and then start and then stay the course until you achieve something. That's very easy to say. Very easy to say. Pero the way to do it or how to execute it when you're starting, especially if this is your first business or this is your first time doing something out of the ordinary or out of your job or out of school, and gagawin mo to, you have to be very patient. Patient with the results, impatient with your actions. Move up. Uh, Huwag ka nang masyadong mag-isip. Just do it. Right? And then take calculated risk. We're not saying spend money on this, spend money on this. Again, risk is part of the journey talaga. Even if wala kang pera, you're starting. You're already risking for this business that you chose. So, money at first would seem like a problem. I start with this capital, but if you really want to do it, then it will just come along, right? Mafi-figure out mo kung paano kumuha ng resources to start something. Kasi if your mindset is, I don't have the money to start this, I don't have the skills to start this, then you're already yourself, even before starting, to the point, hindi ka na nag-start. Because you're doubting yourself already. So, you just have to, and don't worry about anything else. Just start, choose something, start, and then figure things as you go along. Because overthinking about it would be it would stop you from doing or achieving your goal. So choose one, start, don't get distracted, just keep on going. If it gets hard, then it's working. If it gets harder, then it's working pa rin. And then, makikita mo, things just kind of started to work. And then, you do the things that work. Then you continue, then you'll see the results just coming in naturally for you.
Last question, Charles. Gaano kalaking impact ang naitulong ng Mafia Marketing sa Euros business?
Mafia Marketing is very, very, very helpful to the Euros brand. Of course, aside from basic marketing, which we're doing, Meta ads, Shopee ads, Lazada ads, we wanted to market more in a way that we're helping people. Okay? So, paid ads kasi you pay the marketing platforms for advertisement. But affiliate marketing, which we've executed with Mafia Marketing, aside from growing the brand, we've also helped a lot of people, right? So that's very fulfilling for me as the brand owner, knowing I'm growing my brand, but I'm also helping people. So Mafia Marketing was very crucial in achieving that kind of goal because we're growing Euros as a brand, we're growing Mafia Marketing as a community, and then we're growing the number of people that we're helping. So that aligns with my goal as a business owner. It's not just about owning the brand; it's about helping a community, right? So Mafia Marketing, I thank you so much for the help that you've given and for your planning, for your cooperations, and to the members. It's very fulfilling to know that we're helping people not just earn money but to give them a skill set because Mafia Marketing does not only help you earn, it helps you upgrade your skills. Even if wala ka pang alam sa editing, sa marketing, here you almost get it for free sa Mafia community. When you start, you get to know things, pero if interested ka talaga, you will upgrade yourself as an individual with skill sets that you didn't have before. So, Mafia Marketing, I'm so grateful for you, for the community, for the members. I thank them so much because it's a strong arm for Euros, how the community helped the brand. Thank you so much, Mix, sa Mafia community natin. There's more to come. this is just the beginning
Yes.
for the Mafia this community. Talagang we have to keep evolving, keep moving, keep improving. This is the journey, and we have to enjoy it.
Yes.
Hello. I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. Mix, thank you, Ken, Ego, sa lahat ng members ng community, and also to our new Bisaya community, guys. Watch out for everything that Mix have in line for you. This is going to be great. His community is truly helping people earn online. It cuts out the fluff, no sketchy stuff, just straight up knowledge, online money education from Mix and the Discord community, Bisaya community, for everything that Mix has in line for you.
Thank you, Charles. Maraming salamat.